Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crappy Hour. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, how's it going?
So well, thank you. So good to see you, my little honey pie.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you too. What a day. What a day for crappy hour to kick in, huh?
Oh my God, what a day! Well, there's been so much going on, especially doing these bi-weekly. Like, so much really happens in the buys. Okay, let me just
So
tell you, we
so
are
much
now. A
happens.
lot happens with the buys, Ben. All I'm saying.
Yeah. They're like between like Shannon today and Carl and Lindsay, like the Lindsay news from, she released a statement. We have the Tom Sandoval stuff. It's like a lot of stuff going on at all times. Luckily, don't you worry, I am broadcasting here today from the Newport Police Department. As you can see behind me, I am here from the steps of Newport Police. I'm here to get all the information, make sure that no scrap goes, no stone goes unturned.
No scrap goes uneaten.
Uneaten, that
Everybody,
too.
welcome to Crappy Hour. This is Ronnie and Ben from Watch What Crappens. This is our live Instagram live show. Live Instagram
Yeah.
live. Lots of lives in that title. We are excited to be here. We're going to be doing this a little differently today because we want to try and get audio that we can share on the damn podcast feed. Okay. So we're going to have people up towards the end to talk. But for now, leave your questions in the question section here on Instagram Live. We see a bunch of you in here. Hi, everybody. It's a big day. Okay. So let's start off, whatever you guys want to talk about. First of all, we put a post out saying, what do you guys want to talk about? Obviously, what happened today was Miss Shannon Storms Beador got into a DUI crash clip. What they're referring to it in the headlines as Shannon Beador clips a house, which I think is the funniest way to put that. Like, she clipped it. It says, this is from page 6. Shannon Beador was arrested for DUI and hit and run late Saturday after she allegedly clipped a Newport Beach, California house and fled.
Wow.
Not great.
Exciting. Look, I 100% do not condone drunk driving. I think it's terrible. And I think actually that people are like way too casual about it. I think it's like a very serious thing. It's a very serious like danger. But like to Shannon's credit, she drunk and drive, and she did it in a kind of funny way. Like like if you're gonna drink and drive, she clipped a house. I can only imagine how shit faced she was, that she was driving on the street and she was so drunk that she managed to actually get up. I imagine there was like a little yard. This is Newport here that she clipped. I mean, that how wasted was she that she clipped a house? That is absolutely
Look,
insane. It's also terrible.
I am going to just guess what happened. I'm going to say that Shannon was driving home. I was just listening to Bravo Docket, who I love. Hi, Bravo Docket. Love you. Love your podcast. I was listening to their Beador drama part 2. They're delving into the legal case of David Beador and his current future ex-wife, Leslie Cook, or whatever the hell her name is. It's ugly, but I would like to think that Shannon was listening to the Bravo docket, getting really pissed off about David again, and happened to be passing a house where there was a man standing out on the lawn eating potato chips very slowly, possibly with bug eyes, as her car passed, and just gave her car that really slow, passive aggressive, like, what are you making quinoa while I'm eating kettle chips? And her car was like, well, here I am trying to eat quinoa. And she saw David's spirit there, tried to run him over, and clipped the house. And that's really all I can think of.
Yeah, there's actually, I don't know if you heard, there's actually some leaked audio. Apparently Shannon was on the phone while she was driving. On top of everything else, not only was she driving drunk, she was also on the phone. And whoever she was
Girl.
talking to, she was recording her. Hold on, let me play it for you. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, I'm just here driving down
PCH, which, if as far as I can tell, should really be called PSH, as in Pacific Slut Highways, because that's where my husband David would always bring his slut girlfriend is walking around. And ooh, hey, they have bushes in the middle of the road now. Can you believe it? Bushes in the road. They really have to do something about this asphalt here.
Well, and I'll tell you who probably doesn't have a bush. David Beador's new slut, because that's how they're doing it now. I just can't keep up with these things. Oh my God, there he is, standing on the lawn, eating a chip. Can you? Do I want to clip that man? Do I want to clip that man eating chips? Nope. Will I clip that man eating chips?
Well, I can't help but feel like I think we just had an earthquake. My entire car just shook. It was violent. It was sudden. Please, you shouldn't be on the phone with me. Please get seat cover. Oh, I think the earthquake's over. It was a quick one. Okay, well, that was very scary. Seismic activity in California. You always have to be prepared.
Oh, thankfully. Oh gosh. Well, hold on. Now that I've crashed, I'm gonna call my lawyer, Dr. Moon. Dr. Moon, would you help me? What do you have to say in my defense, Dr. Moon? Stupid. You're stupid. What do you? You're stupid and big.
Well, so anyway, now I'm home now. Although apparently the children thought it'd be funny to make my house look like the middle of the road. Well, that was a fun prank, girls. You can put the house back. Okay, well, anyway, I'm here in my garage. I'll talk to you later, honey.
Okay, so we're still on the same article, page 6. It also states she was, but first of all, this happened at 11:45, which, as an older person, I would like to say, what the hell were you on coke? What were you doing out at 11:45? Girl,
With the dog.
I'm 48, and I am like home drunk in bed at 9, okay? I'm like, goodbye. There's got to be something on Apple TV I can watch drunk. Like, I literally do not need to see the younger crowd come in while I'm drunk and older. Okay? So she must have been really partying. So she's driving. She clips the house, kills possibly Ghost David, eating chips in the front yard. She's also got Archie in the car, which is not great, okay? Because, listen, harm yourself all you want. I believe we were given this life. We are free to do whatever we want with it, even if it's waste it or even if it's do whatever you want, okay? I'm not judging you in that way. I am saying don't put my Archie in danger. You know what I mean? I mean, Archie, and also Archie's a fucking addict of his own. That guy might have seen something round outside and tried to get it because he's a fucking ball addict. We don't know what Archie did in that car. We don't know how blameless he is in this. Archie might have seen like a little ball passing by, God forbid, and, tried to take the wheel to pull the car over and get the ball. I don't know, but here's what I should know. Here's what I do know. Archie should not have been put in that situation. I do not like you putting Archie's life in danger. Is he a sicko? Yes. Is he addicted to balls? Yes. Who among us isn't? You know what I mean?
I mean, she just better be careful that no one calls APS, Animal Protective Services, because she has actually endangered her little beautiful dog there. So Shannon had Archie in the car, and we know this because she ditched her car and then tried to act like she was just out walking the dog. So she left her car in the middle of the road and then was walking down the sidewalk with,
Oh, well, I'm just here taking the dog for a walk. At 11:45 p.m.
which I have to say, this is really right up there with Countess Luann getting arrested and slipping out of the cuffs and saying, "I'll kill you all,"
Well, it's not abnormal to be walking your dog at 11:20 p.m., right? It is abnormal to just leave your car in the middle of the street, though. Like, you can't do one. You can't do both. You can't just leave your car and walk your dog. Maybe pull your car. But I mean, I don't know. We aren't really thinking when we're drunk, right?
No.
That's here's
very
the
clear.
problem. The problem is not even for Shannon. Let's think about who this really affects, Ben, in the whole
Yes.
scheme of things. Her children, not really. What do they care? They
They're
probably
they're
think it's
they're not
hilarious.
they're not minors anymore. I don't think.
David doesn't care. Like,
They're
literally.
in
By the way,
college.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg is now up on my screen on page 6, which is hilarious because we're talking about a very important legal case. So who does this really affect? Shannon, sure, a little bit. Gina, maybe a little bit because she's got some, I told you so's or whatever. It really affects us, Ben. This is who
Yeah.
it affects. And I think that people should really understand the pain that we're going through because we have spent so much time shaming Gina, who I just generally don't like in general, about her DUI a few years ago. And we like Shannon more. And so now, just out of duty, to be fair, because, we're very fair people, we are going to have to, by the way, that was a joke. We are going to have to now shame Shannon as much. And I don't know. I feel like at least Shannon parked her car. Was it in the middle of the road? Sure.
Yeah.
But Shannon parked and she tried to walk her dog. So does that make it a little better? Probably, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm just waiting to see what
doesn't.
services Gina offers Shannon in return. I mean, this is the time. This is the time to step up, Gina, Shannon, when Gina had her DUI, Shannon was able to make sure that the police officers didn't come and arrest her at her home.
Yeah,
and I'm
what
pretty
is-
sure
what
that
is-
Gina's gonna give her some free Carabella,
I was gonna say, what is Gina gonna do? Send her some Dominoes?
She's gonna send her
Gina's
some
not giving
fish
her
sticks.
shit.
She's gonna send her some fish sticks that she got at Costco.
I'll tell you what Gina will do probably as a favor. She will probably call Shannon's favorite government agency, CPS,
Yes.
and be like, you know what? There's a lady who has a golden child, and she's an alcoholic. You should go pick up the child immediately.
Well, so one of the reports that I read, one of the articles, I don't know if it was, I'm trying to see if it was page 6 that reported this, which is that Shannon is saying that she has been, reeling from a tough situation, but she's not an alcoholic. She's just been drinking because she's been going through tough times, more or less. That's what she's been saying. So that's
Well,
usually not a
drinking's
great
not the
sign.
problem, Shannon. Okay, you can drink all you want. I don't care if you're an alcoholic. Frankly, whose business is it if you're an alcoholic? The drinking isn't the problem. It's the drinking while you're driving, or it's the driving after you're drinking. You just can't do both of those things at the same time.
Yeah. No, you
So I don't know.
you can't do that. It makes me a little, I think we're all now seeing what the trajectory of Shannon's storylines are going to be. She is probably going to go to rehab. She is probably going to get sober. But I think that sober Shannon will still be very funny. I think that she will still be, I think you can't detox the neuroses,
Shannon sober. God, you know what? We've seen Shannon sober. It's horrifying. She's sober in every other scene-ish. So we see what that looks like. It's
Yeah.
terrible. And you know what? It's like anybody who has to be sober for an extended period of time. Listen, in my heavier drinking times, being sober through till dinner sometimes can be rough. And that's kind of a joke, but it's also kind of not a joke. And when you're in that kind of mode, you see that look in Shannon's eyes where she's just always looking to the side, well, that could have been a drink. It's like you're using that kind of judgment, wow, that's a cute little girl in a ribbon, but she could have been a drink and that would have been better. Would that have been better? Yep. So I don't know. I hope she's not an alcoholic, just because I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
No, of course
But
not.
it's going to be very interesting. We've seen a lot of sober seasons with people on Bravo. They're not always the best. I mean, probably one of the most awkward was James from Vanderpump Rules pretending that he was now addicted to ice cream instead of Coke,
Yeah.
allegedly, or whatever else he was doing. Shannon, I don't know. It's going to be one neurotic season.
Well, Jeff Lewis, of course, has weighed in because they're friends, and he basically spoke about it on his show, and he said that she was injured, so she's gonna be recovering a little bit. And he said, Shannon and I have been friends for a very long time, and I was shocked. She called me yesterday, and we talked for a while, and I was shocked because I've never known Shannon to ever drink and drive. And I personally, I'm just shocked because I actually am surprised it hasn't happened sooner, because I feel like in Orange County, it's bound to happen very quickly in your life. So he says, I will tell you she's accepting full accountability. She's ashamed. She's embarrassed. I personally, as her friend, because people are like, oh, she needs rehab. Oh, she's an alcoholic. I don't think Shannon is an alcoholic. I think she's been going through a lot of personal struggles right now. And I think she's been leaning on alcohol, but I don't think she's an alcoholic. So maybe that's where I got that notion from, this Jeff Lewis quote.
The
But she's
alcoholic
entering
thing?
counseling. She's entering counseling, and no one was hurt in the accident.
Well, except a house.
A
I mean, do
house.
we not feel anything for homes anymore?
I'd
The
be
house
mad.
didn't ask
Don't
to
clip
get
my
clipped.
house. Don't clip my house. Clip.
Well,
Clip.
this will be interesting, and it's post reunion, right? I think they already did the reunion, so
Yes.
she's lucky in that way because she's not going to get totally bombarded by Gina and Emily going. Oh, I mean, if you're going to clip me, at least hand me a taco. All right.
It will be
So-
really interesting seeing this unfold because I also feel like it'll be interesting seeing someone like Heather Dubrow try to tend to Shannon. Like Heather's going to come in trying to pretend to be like really sympathetic and a good listener, and it'll be like the worst person that you have to confess your DUI sins to. It's like,
Well, I guess I reached for a drink and I wasn't using my judgment.
you weren't using your judgment. Would you like to apply that to the things you said about my family 2 years ago? Because if you ever say that about my family again, it will cost you a lot.
Dara in the chat is saying she will be sentenced to staying in Gina's tiny house.
Now that would be great. I'm all for that.
So yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty awkward, Still, obviously, gotta love Shannon. I still love Shannon. You know what? I can't
love
change my
Shannon.
loves. I can't change my loves.
I
I
love
think
Shannon.
this sucks.
Yeah.
I think this sucks for her. But listen, the last thing any of us want is to get caught drinking and driving. Okay, it's very bad. And the last thing any of us want to do also is get caught on the street while you're walking around or driving while someone else is drinking and driving. So. As much as we love Shannon, also fuck off, Shannon. Like, do better. Like who does this?
Listen, at the end of the day, we are living in 2023, and Shannon is not living in the boonies.
You know better.
Next time, get an Uber. Get an Uber. You can do that, and you're rich, and you can do you don't even have to be rich to get an Uber. But if you are rich, you have no excuse to not have an Uber. So, it's all fun. It's all funny because it's Shannon. But don't fucking drink and drive. People's lives are ruined by that. People are killed by it. And Shannon is fucking lucky because she could have had a homicide on her hands. So she should be blessing her fucking lucky stars. I love you, Shannon. You made a huge. I would actually I can't think of the right word, but unforgivable mistake.
A comment from, let me see, Chose Hope. Oh, that's a cute name. Shannon and Kelly Dodd made up on Saturday, apparently, before this all happened. Well,
There
you
it
go.
is.
There you go. There she blows. All right.
It's not my fucking DUI.
Someone is asking why our video is minimized here on
It's
Instagram
tiny.
Live. I don't
It
know
looks
why.
tiny.
Because when we were doing it the other way, it was up the whole
Was it?
screen. So I don't know. Yes, I don't fucking know, people. I don't know how this stuff works. Okay, but I do notice it. We'll try for next time. Maybe by 2018. That's not even
It
a
is
real number.
really small.
We'll try.
It looks crazy. I'll be honest.
Sorry, but we're in the middle of a show. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So are there any questions, Ben?
We can't access the questions, unfortunately, because
Why?
if we stream it this way, we can't access the live from our Watch for Crappens account. So we have no access to the official questions, but we can access questions in people's comments. So someone says, "Did you guys see the picture of the house you ran into?" No, I would love to see the picture of the house she ran into. 'Cause
I
would love
did.
to
Well,
also-
you know where you can go to look at that. I think it's in our pictures. I think it's in our
Oh.
crazy picture section. I
Okay.
think I put it there. I might not have, though. I don't know.
I will go look. I was on TMZ. I was trying to find a mugshot, and I couldn't find a mugshot, or at least I don't know if one's not out or I just am dumb. But I kind of imagine be plastered everywhere.
I don't look for mugshots of Bravo stars on TMZ. I look for them in the coaster section of Etsy because that's where I need to have them.
That's a good
I will
hack.
buy that. I will buy that the minute it comes out. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to something new here. Would you rather do Lindsay or Bethenny first?
Lindsay, I think Lindsay. People are really in a tizzy about the Lindsay and Carl situation still because it is a terrible. Well, not compared to drunk driving, but it's an annoying situation, and it's a fucked up situation for Lindsay, honestly. So Lindsay, this whole Carl and Lindsay thing happened. Everyone's been talking. It's it's a really nice minor scandal. It is actually the perfect size scandal for Summer House. Just how something on Vanderpump Rules will always be bigger than something on Summer House, and like this is to Sandoval as Summer House is to Vanderpump Rules. It's like proportionally just right. So late last week, Lindsay, she posted a statement on Instagram about the breakup, and she says, "I would like to start by saying thank you for allowing me the space and time to process my emotions and heal and grieve the loss of not only my relationship, but also the fact that no one's making me a sandwich." But she says,
The
"Well, my
last few
friendship."
weeks have been the most heartbreaking and emotional weeks of my life. My entire life and future was ripped out from underneath me, and I've had a hard time making sense of it all with no answers or closure on why. Why? Because you are engaged to Carl. What the
Carl.
fuck do you think is really going to happen with Carl? He hasn't even been able to change his white jeans. You really think he's going to change his damn inner self? Girl, you can't even buy new jeans. You can't change your inner self, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
yelling at you, Lindsay. I'm just yelling at the state of Carl. And the Carl. And you know what I'm also yelling at? The state of Carl tricking me. Because I'd like to think I'm too cynical to be tricked. And I literally was like, oh my God, Carl is like going running every morning and talking to animals on camera in a park. He must really be different. I feel like if someone really dedicates themselves to going running every day, their life must be totally different. And that just goes to show you how out of touch I am. Like, I would literally vote for a president if they were like, oh, I go speed walking every morning. I'd be like, really? Totally. I will send you my taxes immediately. Send me your address. What's your Patreon, president?
Well, but now someone here in the chat said, "Don't blame Carl," which I'm like, I will always blame Carl. That is a right that I
100%.
have.
Me
you
as
know.
well.
But I think that like it sounds like the various, as we've already talked about, like it sounds like the various cast members have been alluding to the fact that like, no, wait till you see the season. You know, like Lindsay was really terrible to Carl and yada yada yada. So like it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
really
but didn't
where
he
it is.
cheat? And I
what
don't
they're
remember
saying.
how much of this we've talked about. Did we talk about this on the last crappy hour?
I think it's perhaps we probably. I feel like we're. It's going to be an ongoing discussion, Carl and Lindsay.
Yeah, no, I just don't want to repeat all the same stuff we talked about last time. But Carl supposedly cheated, and then before he did any of the wedding canceling or any announcements, he was holding off on it because he was getting paid to promote the hotel that they made everybody book their rooms at. So he didn't announce it until it was too late for everybody to cancel their rooms. So he
I heard
still
that
got
on
paid.
Dumois.
No, I heard that on Do as well. So I don't know if that's true. That's all alleged. Okay, so who knows if it's even true? But also that there was a pregnancy scare, and also that he knocked up some rando. And it's just like, dude, like, are we really that short on men that people need to date the same white jeaned MFer forever? And I know Lindsay's crazy, but I feel like Lindsay is at least stable in her craziness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean dependable. She's dependably crazy. Like, you know what you're getting with Lindsay. She doesn't fake it, where I feel like Carl fakes it. You're always getting something different. He's always trying on a new Carl, a Carl, 9.0. And I fucking fell for it this time, brah.
I know it was really good. I think that we just weren't in a space where we could take on the fact that, like, there was already so much going on with Sandoval that I think that we just couldn't just have, like, also have that same rage and bring it over to Carl. I think we actually, in a weird way, wanted to believe that Carl had changed because we should have known. We saw through it with Jax. We've seen it through with every single fuckboy who says that they're this 3.4.6.0 something. Carl, it seemed like, he had gone to rehab and it looked like he was addressing things, but he didn't, obviously. I don't know. It may not be obviously, but like I do think that what's really fucked up is that Lindsay has very clearly stated goals for her future that she wants. She wants to be married. She wants to start a family. She wants to have kids. She is concerned about her biological clock. I mean, she has a schedule, which is, it's a lot, but also Carl was entangled with that a lot. And he gave her so much hope for whatever was the future would be. So for him to call it off and also to try to get like some sort of like cash, like little perk out of it as per Dumois, it's really reprehensible. But I'm totally open to the idea that like there's much more to the story. that we will find out over the next season.
Is there though? Because that's kind of one of the things that's annoying me about this is like, do I need to read about this every day? Can you save something? Okay. This is what happened with, this is what I think is going to kill Vanderpump Rules this season and obviously they might come. I'm not saying they're going to for sure die. I think it's going to be a shit season, mostly because everything is coming out online. Like Lala has a podcast. She comes out and says everything that happened that week. Sheena has a podcast. She comes out and says everything that fucking happened. Like, let us watch your show, okay?
Yeah.
Like your whole show already is going to be you guys making sandwiches while you're waiting for Ariana to get off her private jet after traveling to TV show or doing whatever the hell she's doing. Being, all Ariana, like glam Ariana now. We're already going to be stuck watching Katie make a fucking tuna sandwich all season long. Like, do you really need to give away all of your juice here? Why can't I be surprised by anything? And I just watch the show.
I think what we're going to see on Summer House is that it's like all of the above. Like, whose fault was it? Yes. The answer is yes. Like the fault is we're gonna see Carl. Someone way earlier in this chat said Lindsay and Carl Carled, and I think that's exactly what happened. I think that Carl did the Carl thing. Carl was like aloof, and Carl probably made Lindsay crazy and like didn't give her what she was like needing, and like he did his like afraid of confrontation thing and just want to be a nice guy and like I want all the space and well she's crazy right now. But then Lindsay probably also was like very overbearing and like super scheduling and not scheduling, but like really like domineering in her Lindsay way and doing the standard Lindsay thing. It's such a bad match on that front. And I think they were trying to play house so bad. I think they really wanted to play house. Summer House. But
we are.
I think it's gonna. I think the bottom's gonna fall out.
House. We're really
playing
house.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a real house. So.
You'll play house. Yeah, Alexis, December to remember that.
Yeah, well, there's also the sobriety thing in this. This is like a big sobriety talking crappy hour, and also on a show named after Happy Hour. Isn't that fun? But Carl, Carl's sober and has been for a while, and Lindsay has tried. She white knuckled it for a couple of months to make Carl feel better in his sobriety, and then she went out with a girl. Then she was like, "I'm not sober." But then she started using like, I was sober for 5 minutes for you. How dare you? That kind of thing.
Right.
So we saw some stuff there where she was like really wanting to go out and party, but he didn't, which is, I think, fair on both of their sides. I think it's really difficult to be sober and be with someone who's not sober and vice versa. It's like me, like I'm trying to worry about my health. I cannot be with somebody who just ate a pounder bag of M&Ms and is going to be making out, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to taste the M&Ms on their breath and I'm going to eat their fucking face off. That's like literally going to eat their face off, and there's not going to be any more face.
It's hot.
It's hot. You have to think about those things in a relationship. So I don't really know. I don't know about this, but I'm kind of sick of all their statements already. There's a lot of statements. So Lindsay was also saying, where was it? This is not my decision, and I do not agree with quitting a relationship at this level. Girl, this is before you're married. What level do you need to be at? Do you need to be at the double banana level of Miss Pac-Man? This is the level to quit.
The double banana level. Is that a level actually?
Banana is the last level of Miss Pac-Man, I believe, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Like you can get to like 10 banana levels or something crazy.
Wow.
I know, it's never ending. So yeah, you're at the final level, and it is you need to get the fuck out of there. Okay, you're before the final.
You know who's probably the worst right now? Danielle.
Oh,
she's probably
my
the worst
God.
right now. She is probably like, well, first of all, I'm happy that she gets her told you so moment. I am actually happy that she gets that. But she is probably like so annoyingly like, I'm your best friend and I'm going to stand up for you. I'm like, I find it to be one of Danielle's most annoying features. In some ways it's her best feature. Like, she's extremely loyal to her friends, but she's sort of like so like boastfully loyal. Like, she really likes to show about how loyal she is. Like, you don't do that to my best friend. Like, okay, simmer down.
All right, performative loyalty.
Yeah.
Well, I think she is very loyal. I don't think she will ever I told you so, Lindsay, which I think is one of her positive things. She will never literally, she'll never literally say I told you so, but she will showboat and I told you so. She'll be like, come here, cry to me. You don't even say a thing to me. You don't even need to say
Yeah,
it.
you don't have to say anything.
Leave us
'cause I know
alone. Leave
it was
her
right.
alone. Lindsay needs some space. She's back into like crowd control around Lindsay's orbit.
She'll do a what I'm gonna like on the fly dub as a left right mumble I told you so, where she's gonna say to someone saying like, you know, it's terrible what happened to Lindsay, but left, right, I told you so. You know?
Yeah.
Like she'll do that like left, I told you so. And a shrug.
So I saw a comment that Sierra left on a post about this. It was when all this news broke, and Sierra just said, like, who leaks someone's wedding invitation or something like that? She was like, who's even leaking this? This doesn't even make any. Oh, it's when they emailed all of their guests and said, we're not going through with this, whatever. So Sierra's like, which of their guests would even leak this? And
Every
people
guest.
are like, who? Yeah, like literally everyone.
Like you're reality stars and these are your friends. Like literally everyone is leaking it. But go on.
But the reason I don't believe it's all Lindsay's fault is because we have to remember how narratives on this show work. You know, you have one anti-Lindsay team who is going to spread that narrative no matter what, and they're going to like Carl no matter what, you know? And I think the bedheads or whatever they call the bed girls, I think they hate Lindsay's ass. Now, I will tell you who is going to say I told you so, probably multiple times and multiple fabulous outfits, is Paige.
But she'll say I told you so with elbows. It'll be just different elbow work. Like she'll cross her arms and like she'll just point her elbows at Lindsay across the room and be like, told you so. Like she'll just let her elbows sort of convey the message.
Yeah. So really excited to see some told you so action. I'm reading through these comments on Instagram. Really, anyone watching can see that you're watching too. Well, that's creepy. Instagram, Jesus.
Well, yeah, we have to because we can't see the comments where we're recording right here. So we have to look down here to see the comments, which is why we're doing that.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else do we need to talk about Lindsay and Carl?
Lindsay and
Is there anything
Carl,
else? Let's
I'm
see.
sure there'll be more. It sucks for, as of right now, based on our assumptions, sucks for Lindsay. But I'm sure we'll see how it all pans out. You know, we can talk about.
Oh, can I
speaking of
just say one thing real quick? Please keep remembering what you're going to say. I just wanted to remember to say
Very
this.
easy.
So the podcast, Bravo, We're Black.
Yeah.
I was listening to them the other day. They're very funny, by the way, anybody who has not listened to them. They were talking about this, and they were talking about how Carl broke up with Lindsay, and Aaron's like, well, if Lindsay was smart, like what Lindsay really was supposed to have done was have like a note in her purse. Like a breakup note, just in case this ever happened with Carl, that she could like rifle around in her purse and just be like, oh, you're breaking up with me? Really? Well, I had already written this to break up with you.
It's like serving papers. It's like serving an affidavit. Like a
I don't
subpoena,
know
I should
why
say.
that made me laugh so fucking hard, but I've thought of it ever since I heard him say it and have just been dying over that. Go check those guys out. All right,
Oh,
so
my
what were you
goodness.
going to say before I so rudely, as usually,
no.
interrupted you?
I'm going to say, why don't we talk? There's some stupid Tom Sandoval updates, and it might be worth checking in on them. The first thing is that, you know, people were suspecting that Tom Sandoval was on The Masked Singer already just because whatever animal, whatever creature people suspect that he is, was singing like this, like, and even with the vocal distortion, he sounded like this. So we all like knew it, and it was like, "Sweet child of mine, dude." We're like Sandoval. It's all Sandoval. But then he goes, and he goes and is seen in public wearing a sweatshirt that you get when you're on The Masked Singer, and people, of course,
Come on.
sussed this out.
Okay, well, also the clue writers for The Voice or whatever, The Masked Singer, really need to get better because they were like, this worm was pumped until he grew a mustache. I mean, it's like so obvious, whatever it was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so funny. The other day, I could have sworn he came on the radio, and I was like, how did Tom Sandoval get on the radio? But it was had accidentally dropped a spoon down the garbage disposal, and I was like, wow, that hurt. So yeah, that guy. So the other thing with him is Rachel, which I guess Rachel has requested to be called Rachel. So now I will call her Rachel because
She's
I respect
Rachel.
people's choices. So Rachel, it was her birthday, and she posted like, I don't know, some dumbass like, it's my birthday post, and he put a comment that was like, "Happy birthday, hope you're well, miss you, babe," or like something like. Do you remember what it was? I have it here. On all
It was
of the
It was
things.
something like that. It was like, "Ooh, happy birthday," and she just blocked him.
And then he went on to like complain, like she's so thirsty, and he's like, "We both did wrong things here, bro." Yeah, but you're like fucking 15 years older or something. I don't know, dude. This fucking guy. I hate him still talking about this guy.
He was interviewed at the Los Angeles premiere for season 2 of Special Forces World's Toughest Test, which is hilarious that he's on this show. Like this, there's a weird thing going on with the Toms, by the way, because the other Tom Schwartz. When I say weird thing with their reality TV choices, because over the summer Tom Schwartz was on some crazy reality show where it was like, if you were going to Mars, this is how you'd prep. And I was like, what is this
Stars
reality
on
show?
Mars. It's
Stars on Mars. Like, listen, Tom Schwartz, you could do better than that with like reality TV. Like, I mean, you're already on reality TV. You could upcycle your brand a little bit here.
Can you though? I feel like it's like if you're at a party and they're only passing tuna tartare, like you're gonna have tuna tartare because that's all they're passing. I mean,
it's
like how
Peruvian
many
tuna
shows is he being
tartare.
offered? You know what I mean?
Peruvian tuna tartare on the Schwartz and Sandy menu. So Sandoval, his reality lot has fallen with whatever the Special Forces is, and which is just hilarious to think of Tom Sandoval trying to test his toughness. Like, I was there. I
Put him
remember
behind
when
a
he,
bar. Do they have
Listen.
bars on Mars? Okay, try and make him run a bar for about 5 minutes.
I watched him once swim underwater in a pool and bang his head into the wall. He swam
Sandoval.
head first into a wall, and
let's talk about
his head was bleeding. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, my head's bleeding. I'm like, and now you're gonna try to do world's toughest test when a swimming pool side took you down voluntarily? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, he sure did. He's that competitive to beat Ben in a pool. I mean, my God. So yeah, that fucking guy. So here's the thing I was talking about. So Rachel posts this post. It's a cat standing on a table. First of all, like, what the fuck? Next to a mason jar and a bunch of clippers. I guess they're clipping roses in a garden or something. Because, like, that's the picture, if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
And it says, I've been dreaming of a place like this, flower. # flower farm. Well, guys,
A flower
if
farm.
you ever want to know what a picture's about, skip forward to the hashtags. It literally means what they're about. And then # flower arranging. And then Tom Sandoval wrote, "Happy birthday, Rachel. I really hope you're finding peace and happiness. Miss you, friend." And then she blocked him.
She blocked him. That's really
he
funny
called
that
her
she blocked
thirsty.
him. Why is she thirsty if she blocks him? That's like literally like reverse thirst. She's reducing exposure.
I don't know. I don't understand these people. Okay.
Like,
so-
I'm sorry. He calls her thirsty when he's appearing at the premiere of Special Forces World's Toughest Test, like a reality show. Like, that is literally the definition of a thirst show. Like, it's thirsty that you're on the show, and the premise of the show is trying to determine who is the toughest person of the group. That is thirst.
Another thing in the Tom Sandoval stuff is with the promos of that show or whatever. JoJo Siwa, is that how you pronounce her name, Siwa, or is it Siwa?
Yeah, JoJo Siwa. Yeah.
Siwa. So JoJo, Dance Moms. I know that much. I'm smart. She went on Howie Mandel's show. People still go on that. Why are people still going on the Howie Mandel show? I thought he was over. So they went on that, and she went on that, and Howie was asking her about Tom because she's on this show apparently, Special Forces, which by the way is terrifying. And this is why the military has such strict rules to do anything. I mean, JoJo from Dance Moms, who seems very nice and everything, but JoJo and Tom Sandoval, like, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with them protecting my country there. I'm just saying it. So anyway, she was being interviewed and about Tom specifically. They asked about Tom, and she's like, "I'm so sorry to tell this story, but it was really hard conditions. how we were shooting and he had to go to the bathroom and they wouldn't let him, so he just whipped it out and peed in the corner.
Tom Sandoval?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So that was fun. Okay, are you ready for the
I'm-
next one, or do you have more about Tom?
My only little thing, I'm just looking at the cast of World's Toughest Test, and it's like Tom Sandoval, it's Jojo Siwa, and then you have like people who are like Des Bryant, who's like a football player, and it's like, and Tyler Cameron, who's like 7 feet tall and muscular. I'm sorry, does Tom Sandoval think he has a chance with against any of these people? I don't see that happening.
I think one of the reasons that Tom Sandoval kind of sticks around is because he's delusional. He doesn't care. That's a true Bravo person.
Yeah.
By the way, my texts are going crazy. All my friends are just finding out about Shannon Beador and assume that I don't know. Friends, please.
Yes, I know. It's always annoying when there's like a big scandal, and then like 3 days later, did you hear Shannon Beador arrested? It's like, I may have heard a whiff of it.
Yeah. So here we go. So here's my favorite scandal of the week. I feel like all of the other ones have had this depressing air to them. There's been Shannon drunk driving, clipping a house. It was sad for the dog. It was sad for Shannon. It was sad for the house. It's sad for us.
Sad
there
for Newport
was
Beach.
Summer House. That's divorce. That's sad. This sobriety. That's sad. This Tom
Sad.
Sandoval thing is just naturally sad. But here we go to a glorious piece of gossip. Bethenny Frankel going into TJMaxx and filming herself. And I would also like to say, I'm having like an I told you so kind of a week. Because you remember when her Be Strong stuff started. And I'm like, I mean, that's nice.
Yeah.
Charity is great. But like filming yourself constantly doing charity to get airtime, it's kind of gross. Sorry. Yeah. But here she is on a much smaller scale, still trying her same old shit, I guess, since the reality reckoning or whatever isn't going anywhere. She has decided she is going to start doing acts of kindness in public and shooting herself doing it, filming herself doing it. And she went into a TJMaxx with her poor put upon daughter, God bless that girl, and walks up and she's like, yeah, here I am, TJMaxx. I love to come here with my daughter because, like, in this place, they are always complimenting me. They love what I'm buying with my daughter, Bryn. They love it. They're always constantly complimenting me, asking me what aisle I got this or that in. And so I just wanted to come here. I wanted to come here and I wanted to give something to these people. So I've got to give some. That's my friend. That's my friend, the checkout person. What's your name? I was like, wow. Wow. What's your name? Oh, it's Consuela? Consuela? Okay, Consuela. Hi, Consuela. Guess what? It's your lucky day. Guess what I've got for you? So I have all this makeup. I open it because like I do makeup. I'm on TikTok. You might have heard of it. It's a huge network. All right. And so like I'm on there, like dominating the internet, and I'm doing like makeup reviews, and like some things like I match them to my face. Like maybe it's my color. Maybe it's not my color, but I have to rip the box. But it doesn't mean I've used it. Like who knows if I've used it? I haven't used it. So you know what I did? I put it all in because I don't need all this makeup. So I put it all in Ziploc bags, and I'm bringing it to you. And now you can give it to your girlfriends. You're welcome. Get off your knees. No, get on your knees first. You have to get on your knees so I can tell you to get off your knees. Consuela, seriously? Seriously? Are you not on your knees right now? And poor Consuela is like, I'm not allowed to do this. And she's like, yeah, you are. Why? What? The box is ripped? Like, seriously? What do you think I'm going to get? She's like, no, I can't because we're not allowed to take any kind of money or bribes or gifts or whatever from customers. And Bethany goes, oh, okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on Twitter right now. I'm going to tweet Home Goods, TJMaxx, whatever. I'm going to tweet them right now, and I'm going to get permission for you. Okay? I'm going to get permission for you right now. She leaves this bag of crap, this bag of sample crap with this lady, filming herself. Consuela looks completely horrified and like she's about to start sobbing. Like someone is just about to put her on TikTok and she's going to lose her damn job or something. Okay. You're feeling for Consuela while you're watching this. So someone sent, of course, this starts going like crazy around the internet. So people start sharing it. It starts going viral, etc. Someone sends this stuff to Carol, and Carol says,
Right.
Who sent this to me? LOL. I mean, stop this nonsense. Laughy face. So much to unpack, but I'm not getting paid to do this any longer. But here, ... one quote unquote word. Hashtag white savior complex. Monkey closing his eyes. Monkey closing his eyes. Marathon.
So amazing. But then wasn't there like didn't she also have like a retort? Like there's an issue on Instagram where she like came back about like, something about Consuela. You know, this is what I said to Consuela. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Oh, actually, I can't find it anymore. But
Someone said, "Why is someone tweet?" I think
here
it's
it is.
Twitter. I'm not sure. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, sorry, I was looking at the Raquel thing. My bad.
Someone said,
Confirm.
"Why is the assumption that Consuela can't afford a Patrick Ta palette?" Genuine question. Been a long time follower. And
Right.
Bethany wrote,
Because she's a cashier at TJMaxx.
That's right.
"What an asshole! Oh,
What a
my
true
God.
asshole. Like, you know what? It's so funny. She really, like, there's just no, it seems to be there's no depth that her assholeness can't reach. Just everything she does. It's amazing what a 180 she's done since when she first appeared on our screens and how like really terrible and condescending and out of touch she is. You know, the other day I found myself on her YouTube channel and I don't even know why. And I do know why. It's because I was served a link to one of her videos, and this is her video. It's okay. The video is titled "Things I Hated in France," and then it's a picture of the French Riviera. The thumbnail is a picture of the French Riviera, and it's Bethenny holding up a shoe, although it looks like an ice cream cone. She's holding up a shoe, and she's wearing hats, and it just says, "Immediately no." It's like, okay, well, Bethany gives a failed rating to France. Congratulations.
There it is, Bethany's TikTok review on France. Wow. All right. Well, we're going to be done with this part of the show. We are going to continue this show on Instagram Live and start bringing you guys up one by one. But for everybody listening, thank you so much for being here. Join us live every other Monday, first and third Monday of the month, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.